on just one station, surveillance cameras showing a new view of a violent shootout in a parking lot of a South Florida apartment building. The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail.
Because that day was my birthday.
Okay.
So, like...
You was turning 21, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my birthday, his mama birthday, and his nephew birthday.
Okay.
So y'all got the same birthday.
Yeah. I said close. Who shot, I don't remember.
When street gangsters mess with the wrong rappers, things get real dangerous real quick. Just cause you make it out of the hood doesn't mean you're safe. Look at it, XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle, and Pop Smoke, all gone too soon in everyday situations that went left. We've seen videos of rappers caught off guard, but let's flip the script and talk about those who don't play around. Take DaBaby for instance. This dude's on fire in the rap game, hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's been in situations where he had to stay strapped.
She saw me in front of her before the age of 2, and I another nigga too.
Back in the day, DaBaby was shopping at Walmart for his daughter and his baby mama, just trying to cop some winter gear for his fam when trouble came knocking. 2 dudes rolled up, one flashing heat and talking tough. What went down next ain't crystal clear, but one of those guys did not make it out alive. DaBaby said it was self-defense and the law believed him. The murder charge got dropped, but he still got hit with a lesser charge for carrying a piece. But that ain't the only time DaBaby had to be ready. There was this one crazy night when he woke up to 6 dudes busting into his crib all armed up. He spilled the beans on that wild story in an interview with Vlad TV. This happened back when he was still grinding locally before he hit the big time. His crew was buzzing, but they weren't moving smart. They used to rock their own tees, which was cool for promo, but it also painted a target on their backs. When they got back to where they were staying, everyone could tell who was there and what they brought with them. One night, DaBaby woke up to his door getting kicked in by 6 armed robbers barging into his apartment. He wasn't sure what woke him up at first, but then he heard a bunch of yelling. He realized it was a bunch of strangers busting in. DaBaby knew right away that these guys were not pros. They sounded too aggressive and scared. If they were pros, they would have been smoother and sneakier, but these guys gave themselves away right from the start. DaBaby didn't waste any time. He went into action hero mode, grabbing his gun and confronting the burglars. When he found them in his living room, they were already tearing through his stuff, looking for cash and valuables. DaBaby didn't hesitate. He turned into a one-man army, facing off against 6 of them. Shots started flying, but DaBaby managed to dodge them all as he made his escape. He figured out these burglars were newbies because they went straight for the TV and didn't even bother to check the whole place for valuables. DaBaby thinks they saw a video he posted on social media where he mentioned hanging out with a girl that night. They probably thought he wasn't home, but they were dead wrong. See, being a rising star in the streets attracts haters, and DaBaby learned that the hard way. Even though their music was blowing up, their street game wasn't tight, but hey, every cloud's got a silver lining. Those homemade tees were a hit, even if they did attract some unwanted attention. Now let's talk about Pooh Shiesty. The rapper was making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Back in October 2020, things got heated in Miami. Rumor has it, Pooh Shiesty found himself in the middle of a shootout. Picture this, a lime green McLaren and a Maybach rolling into a parking lot. All seemed calm at first, but then, bam. Guns were drawn, shots fired, chaos ensued. Word on the street is Pooh Shiesty wasn't there for a friendly chat. He was allegedly after some goods, but ended up in a messy situation. The feds even found stacks of cash and a bag full of dough left behind. Fast forward to October 13th and Pooh Shiesty finds himself turning himself in, but not for long. He's out on bond, but that's not the end of the drama. Shortly after, he drops a track called Back in Blood, spilling more tea about his beef with fellow rapper Lil Durk.
I got my own, I don't need security.
It seems like Pooh Shiesty isn't one to back down from a showdown. But wait. There's more. Another rapper, XXXTentacion, jumps into the mix, dropping his own remix of Back in Blood to tell his side of the story. It's a back and forth diss track and drama, with Pooh Shiesty and XXXTentacion at each other's throats. And just when you think it's over, XXXTentacion catches a bullet, giving Pooh Shiesty and his crew more ammo for their disses. But that's not the only incident stirring the pot. Fast forward to May 2021 and Pooh Shiesty is performing at a club. Rumors start flying that he's been robbed. Suddenly, a video surfaces showing Pooh Shiesty with stacks of cash bulging out of his pockets. It's a sight to see. But things take a turn. Shots ring out, chaos erupts, and rumors swirl that Pooh Shiesty is behind it all. But he takes to Instagram to set the record straight. No one took anything from him. However, the law catches up with Pooh Shiesty in June 2024. He's arrested for the club shooting, forced to spill the beans in court about why he pulled the trigger. A security guard ends up injured, and Pooh Shiesty finds himself behind bars. So what's the takeaway from this wild ride? Pooh Shiesty may be dropping beats, but he's also stirring up trouble wherever he goes. It's a story of fame, fortune, and the consequences of living life in the fast lane.
Rapper Lil Baby has been arrested. This is video. It shows a man down on the ground being handcuffed by Georgia State Patrol. Well, the person who took the video says it's Lil Baby, whose real name is Dominique Jones.
And then we have Lil Baby, known on the streets as Dominique Armani Jones. Didn't have an easy start. Raised by a single mom in the tough Oakland City neighborhood of Atlanta, he had to hustle from a young age. With a father absent since he was a toddler and the family struggling to make ends meet, Lil Baby found himself drawn to the streets. By middle school, he was selling drugs and getting into trouble. Dropping out of school in the 9th grade seemed like the only option, but trouble followed him. In 2012, he got arrested for drug possession with intent to sell. Even in jail, Lil Baby showed he was sharp, handling questions about racial tensions with skill. After 2 years behind bars, he was released, ready to turn his life around. Rap became his ticket out of the streets. Affiliated with Quality Control, the same label that brought up stars like Migos, Lil Baby quickly rose to fame. But with fame came danger. The passing of Pop Smoke hit him hard, making him realize just how risky the rap game can be. See, in the world of hip-hop, flaunting wealth can be a death sentence. Lil Baby knows this firsthand. The glitz and glamour of chains and jewelry attract more than just fans. They attract trouble. Shootings and in the industry have made Lil Baby smarter about his moves, and his recent photos with fans where he's seemingly packing heat speak volumes. While some might dismiss it as a stunt, Lil Baby's past tells a different story. He's not taking any chances. Whether it's a prop or the real deal, he's ready for whatever comes his way. Fast forward and Lil Baby's spitting bars instead of serving time. He's blown up, gaining fame not just in Atlanta but worldwide. But with fame comes danger, as he knows all too well. So when you see Lil Baby with that nervous look and a suspicious bulge in his pocket, don't be quick to judge. In the rap game, survival means being ready for anything. And Lil Baby, he's already ready for smoke.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is making headlines once again. It's for all the wrong reasons. The rapper, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, was arrested last night in Palm Beach.
Alright, let's dive into the wild world of 6ix9ine and the drama that unfolded back in the day. Picture this, 6ix9ine, the rapper, got into it with Chief Keef, another big name in the game. Now, when things heated up between them, 6ix9ine did something jaw-dropping. He tossed 20 grand to one of his buddies, Cut a B, to take a shot at Chief Keef while he was cruising around NYC. Crazy, right? But hey, Chief Keef dodged that bullet, quite literally. The dude came out of it unscathed, thank goodness. But here's where it gets wilder. After the whole shooting ordeal, 6ix9ine hops on Instagram Live mocking Chief Keef. Can you believe it? He's cracking jokes like they're old pals, but they're anything but. And guess what? Before all the chaos went down, there's footage of 6ix9ine planning the whole hit on Chief Keef. It's like something out of a movie, except it's real life happening right on the streets. But wait, there's more. Right after the dust settled, 6ix9ine's hired gun got nabbed by the cops. And guess who spilled the beans? Yep, 6ix9ine himself. Talk about a twist. So now the guy who pulled the trigger is cooling his heels behind bars, all thanks to 6ix9ine's loose lips. This whole saga is like a roller coaster ride through the gritty world of rap beefs and street drama. It's got twists, turns, and enough suspense to keep you glued to your seat. So buckle up, folks, cause when it comes to 6ix9ine, you never know what's gonna happen next. Alright, let's dive into the world of Lil Durk, also known as Little Mexico, and the street stories surrounding him. So here's the scoop. Lil Durk, a rising star in the rap game, found himself in some serious situations facing off against his rivals, also known as his ops.
Yeah, I shit cold. Who shot, I don't remember.
Picture this. It's a regular day for Little Mexico, chilling at home when suddenly trouble comes knocking at his door. Literally. Some shady characters show up trying to pull a fast one on him. But Lil Durk ain't having it. He catches them on his doorbell camera, decked out in ski masks and sunglasses, trying to sneak in. Quick thinking, right? Lil Durk grabs his rifle and gives them a taste of their own medicine, sending shots their way. It's a wild scene that goes viral online, showing just how Little Mexico handles business. But wait, there's more. Lil Durk ain't the only one from his crew OTF who's been caught up in the mix. Back in 2019, him and his buddy King Von got into some serious trouble in Atlanta. They were accused of being involved in a shooting and robbery outside a popular spot in the city. The cops claim they snatched a pricey chain and a wad of cash from the victim, leaving him high and dry. It was a messy situation with charges flying left and right. Now here's where things take a turn. While the case was still hanging over their heads, King Von met with a terrible fate. He got caught in a shooting outside a club, leaving everyone shook. With King Von gone, the case hit a snag, slowing down the wheels of justice. Eventually in 2022, the charges against Lil Durk were dropped, but the shadow of the past still looms large. But hold on tight, because Lil Durk's ride through the streets does not end there. Fast forward to 2021 and he's facing yet another showdown, this time in his own home. Robbers tried to pull a fast one on him and his fiancée, India, but they ain't ones to back down. Armed and ready, they fend off the intruders, turning the tables on them. It's a close call, but thankfully nobody gets hurt. Lil Durk even drops some bars about the incident in his songs, giving fans a glimpse into the drama. And guess what? Lil Durk ain't the only one spinning tales of street life. But the drama does not stop there. Blueface, another rapper in the game, lands himself in hot water with the law. He gets nabbed by the cops on charges of attempted murder, sending shockwaves through the industry. It's a wild ride with twists and turns at every corner.
Because that day was my birthday.
Okay.
So, like...
You was turning 21, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my birthday, his mama birthday, and his nephew birthday.
Okay.
Y'all got the same birthday.
Now meet 21 Savage, also known as Shia bin Abraham Joseph. You might have heard his name buzzing on the streets. He's not just any rapper, he's a big deal in the music world. But before he was dropping beats, he was living a life filled with drama and danger. Born in the UK but raised in the gritty streets of Atlanta, 21 Savage had a rough start. Trouble seemed to find him from a young age. By the time he was in 7th grade, he was already carrying a gun to school to deal with bullies. Eventually, he dropped out of high school to join a gang and sell drugs. It was a real rough world, and he lost loved ones along the way, including his brother Tayman and his friend Larry. One fateful day, he and his buddy Johnny got caught in a shootout during a drug deal gone wrong. Johnny did not make it, but 21 Savage survived. Despite being shot 6 times, it was a wake-up call for him. He realized he had to be even tougher to survive in his world. In his own words, he turned a true savage. But sometimes life throws you a curveball. After recovering from his injuries, 21 Savage decided to turn away from the streets and focus on his music. He started taking rap seriously and dropped his first mixtape, The Slaughter Tape, in 2015. The streets might have raised him, but he was determined to rise above it all. And rise he did. With the help of his collaboration with Metro Boomin on Savage Mode, he became a national sensation practically overnight. Suddenly, he wasn't just a local trapper, he was an international superstar. His music climbed the charts and he even got nominated for a Grammy. But fame didn't change him. He might have been rubbing shoulders with the stars, but he was still ready for action at any moment. Just ask anyone who was at that pool party in Atlanta in 2018. When things got heated, 21 Savage did not back down. Despite the cameras rolling and guns being drawn, he stood his ground. It was a reminder that no matter how far he came, he was still a product of the streets. And let's not forget 21 Savage is not exactly a stranger to the law. Being a convicted felon, getting caught with a gun could have landed him in hot water. But somehow he managed to walk away unscathed. Maybe it was luck, or maybe it was just his street smarts at work. So what's next for 21 Savage? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Whether he's dropping hits in the studio or holding it down on the streets, you can bet he'll always be ready for whatever comes his way. That's just how it is when you're 21 Savage. Well, when it comes to the rap game, it ain't just about dropping bars. It's about staying on your toes, cause you never know when the streets might come knocking. Now, back in 2018, something really bad happened to a guy named XXXTentacion. He was a famous rapper, but before I tell you what happened, let's rewind a bit. There's this event that went down before XXXTentacion was Some guys came up to him, and guess what? One of those guys pulled out a gun on him. Can you believe that? It's like straight out of a movie or something. XXXTentacion, he wasn't backing down. He started yelling, "Go ahead, shoot me." Can you imagine the fear and the adrenaline in that moment? Now let's fast forward to the day X's life ended. It's like a dark cloud hanging over his story. He was in his car when suddenly someone came up and shot him. Just like that, his life was over. It was a regular day for Leonard Kerr and his pal, the rapper XXXTentacion. They were cruising away from a motorcycle shop when everything went sideways. Kerr, choking back tears, recounted the horror to the court. Armed robbers ambushed them and he barely escaped with his life. But XXX wasn't so lucky. Those gunshots marked the end of a rising star. The trial opened with Kerr's gut-wrenching testimony. He described the chaos of that fateful day in 2018. Two armed men stormed their car, demanding cash and jewelry. XXXTentacion, confused and scared, asked why. Kerr, sensing danger, made a split-second decision to flee. As he ran, Kerr heard the shots ring out, sealing X's fate. The robbers snatched $50,000 and vanished into the night. Now, Michael Boatwright, Trayson Newsome, and Dedrick Williams stand accused of murder. If found guilty, they face life behind bars. The courtroom buzzed with conflicting stories. Prosecutors painted a picture of a planned robbery gone wrong. They claimed Boatwright fired the fatal shots without warning, but the defense had another theory. A feud with rap heavyweight Drake could be the real motive. Yet detectives ignored this angle, they argued. Pascal Achille, the prosecutor, laid out the case against the accused. She said the men targeted XXXTentacion after spotting his cash. Surveillance footage and cell phone records tied them to the crime. And let's not forget those ill-advised social media posts flaunting their loot. But the defense had a different take. They blamed Robert Allen, a former friend turned state witness, for pinning the crime on their clients. They argued the sheriff's office rushed to solve the case, ignoring other leads. After all, X's death came amidst the chaos of the Parkland school shooting.
The rapper XXXTentacion has been shot, apparently targeted while shopping for a motorcycle.
Mauricio Padilla, representing Williams, slammed the investigation. He claimed the pressure to nab a suspect led to a rush to judgment. And with a celebrity involved, they didn't want to dig too deep. However, Achille shot down any link to Drake. She argued the evidence was clear. Boatwright and his crew were the culprits. Williams was caught on camera, unmistakable tattoos and all. Padilla didn't have an answer for that. Joseph Kemock, Boatwright's lawyer, pointed fingers elsewhere. He suggested another man at the scene matched the shooter's description. And Boatwright, he was snoozing at home, Kemock claimed. Sure, his phone pinged near the store, but it wasn't his alone. And those flashy photos, all Allen's doing apparently. But amidst the legal wrangling, let's not forget the victim. XXXTentacion, born Jose Onfroy, was more than a rapper. His music touched on tough topics like discrimination and mental health, yet he wasn't without controversy, facing allegations of violence and abuse. As the trial unfolds, the truth remains elusive. Was it a botched robbery or something more sinister? The courtroom drama grips the nation, offering a glimpse into the dark side of fame and fortune.